Hello, and welcome to a review of Birdie Wing. Back to the old Venus Line song. A Venus Line, Venus Line. We are back now, and we're on season 2, episode 8 of it. Now, after last week's episode, full of the family drama that Aoi had, and her caddy who's that about the master of weather, by the way, we have now come to Eve's story. Now, again, we love Eve more than anybody. I mean, right now, Birdie Wing has broken the mold of Team Aoi and Team Eve. And after 2 episodes of Aoi struggling and production of her shiny wings, again, we are now at Eve's story. And Eve is facing challenges unlike any other. To become pro, it's going to be tough for Eve. And Eve right now is struggling. But in this case of this episode, we seen a raining shine of development coming out of Eve, little bit by bit by bit. So, I'm going to get right to it now with the review of Birdie Wing, because there's some things we got to discuss. Okay, Eve. You know, it's been a long time. Let's be honest, guys. It's been a long time in Birdie Wing that Eve struggles. If you go back to all of Eve's matches, every match she won was flawless. Every match that Eve performed showed us a development in her swings. And every episode of Birdie Wing, we have seen Eve perform every beautiful shot and developments of the shot, from blue bullet to red bullet to green bullet to yellow bullet to orange bullet to indigo bullet. Even her passionate rainbow shot. But in this case, she struggles. The last time we seen Eve struggle this bad was when she fought Rose. No question about it. I think that's the only time we have seen Eve struggle. And in this case, we have seen her. In this case, she is struggling with her shots. It's like she don't want to listen to her caddy. It's like she doesn't want to listen to anybody. She just want to shoot. She just want to swing the way she swings. She just want to swing the way how Leo taught her. And just keep swinging it without even thinking about where it's going to land. Now, going back to a little bit of Aoi, because that was the whole thing. Aoi decides before I go back to Eve, let me just say this. Aoi finally get to see her father, which is Coach Aimo, finally. And now he's gonna explain Aoi the reason behind it. So the family drama that Aoi's going through is now pushed away. It's solved, and now it's pushed away, and now we got Eve going here. Okay, now back to what I was saying. Eve. We all need to consider this. We all need to remember this. Eve was trained by her father, the same one that beat Leo. And Leo trained Eve. So, what would have happened if you take 2 of their shots, 2 of their performances that they showed Eve, and you pack it to a new punch? That's where the new development comes in. But I'm going to get to that later on too. I just want to talk about Eve for a second. Again, we haven't seen Eve struggle since her match with Rose. And since then, we have seen in this episode Eve struggling. Like, she just said, give me a driver. Just give me a driver. Just give me a wedge. Just give me a wedge. She is just doing things her own way. The frustration of her becoming pro and to show off and to get rid of Leo for in his life is just too much. It's just too much. And her friend she knows every step of the way. She knows what course, like what swings and what not to do. You know what I mean? I like her for this one. I really do. But Eve, when we talk about who's under more pressure, it's Eve. From the beginning, she's under more pressure than anything. I mean, from her parents, her new family, her own life, everything is built around Eve. For her to have a simple, normal life and play golf with Aoi. Again, when we talk about characters under pressure, more pressure, one will argue Aoi, but it's Eve. Now, Asia. Okay, let me ask you this question, because I want to ask y'all this, golfers, pro golfers, pro golfers, and for those who play golf, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a golf player charge in with their golf club and swing into a golf ball? Have you seen that? I mean, yeah, you'll see it on YouTube for these ridiculous, well, I won't say immature, immature golfers who just running swinging like that. But have you ever seen a pro golfer do that? And that's what Asia did. The way she swings her golf club is like she's like a wild animal. She's just charging and swing that shit like a cannon. I'm like, damn. And her shots were good. I mean, it was like, how do I describe Eve in Asia's game? It's like, hey, Eve got a revolver with all bullets, but Asia got a rocket launcher. Picture that. I got a gun, but I got a rocket launcher, and I'm just gonna shoot, boom, dead. So that's what Asia's gameplay. Her shots are so freaking accurate, man. Even though she's not playing like a regular golf, but she's going like, boom, and swinging it off. Now, and Eve were struggling at the time throughout the days, but she has been good and she's up there. She's getting there. Then, out of all this, after her image with her father showing her the rainbow shot, it finally comes down to this. She shut Leo up. I mean, that shot that she performed was spectacular. Fellas, it's time that we have to remember Eve is no fucking joke. We have to remember that Eve's development has been more greatness than ever. And I never once hated Eve's development. I never once discredited Eve's. Yeah, her play style is kind of aggressive when she swings. We know that. But as time went on and her matches went on, it has been great. What better than having a rainbow shot than putting her own shot together? The combination of rainbow shot and Leo's, her own golf skill. If you think about it, let's count the ways. All the other bullets she has done, blue bullet, red bullet, orange bullet, yellow bullet, green bullet, purple, indigo bullet, all were trained by Leo. Then you got her father, who trained her how to do the rainbow shot. What happens when you merge the two pro golfers, the one pro golfer and one underground golfer? What happened when you merge them? Fusion, polymerization. You fuse them together and you got the perfect shot. And Eve's own perfect shot nailed it. The rainbow bullet burst. Rainbow shot burst, rainbow bullet burst. And that's the name. Now, I would have said rainbow burst. I mean, that's a good name that Eve brought up, but I prefer rainbow burst. I mean, it's not like, you could say the My Little Pony, Rainbow Dash Best Pony, by the way. You could say the Sonic Rainbow, but that's you can't take it as copyrighted. But my point is, rainbow burst, rainbow bullet burst. Yo, you talking about that? The way she hit that ball, the golf ball, and the way she hit that rainbow is phenomenal. That shot literally opened eyes to the world of golf. To all the people who was watching that shot, you could actually see a rainbow with that. And the way Eve shot that, again, the way Eve hit that ball, again, is a rainbow, but seeing that rainbow burst into like shattered stars, you know what I mean? It's like taking a rainbow and 100 times burst it out to the world. It's like, psh, blow that up, blow that rainbow, and let the whole world see a rainbow. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Yeah. So basically, you're taking a rainbow and burst it out so the whole world could see a rainbow rather than just one area. No, 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 no. Burst. And that rainbow burst did it. Yo, and Eve is on a roll right now. She is doing things phenomenal right now. And it's still the first half. Next week is the finishing match of Eve. Even Vapor was there, and she already know who was gonna win. She already know who's gonna win, because we all know Eve is gonna win. We all know that. The whole fans of Birdie Wing knows that. I know she's gonna win. That's the thing about this show. I understand anticipations. We already know who's gonna win, but the thing about Birdie Wing that makes so freaking spectacular is Eve's and Owie's backstory, and Eve's and Owie's performance on the golf course, and their drive to become pros says it all. Now, I find this episode decent. Here's the thing. What I mean by decent, I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying that the match that we have was a little bit too short. I mean, I really wanted to see more of the match, but I get it. Just like I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to do what Owie did. Like, Owie matches were somewhat short because we didn't get a lot of it. But what we got from this one, like Owie's, is their development in terms of their golf swings and their new moves. That's what we got from Owie episode, and like this one we have. But it did open us to like, wow, this is really good. Eve is now stepping up, and I can't wait to see more of Eve's match. I can't wait to see the finishing match of this one. Like Owie's episode, we have two episodes of Owie and her match. So with this one being said, Eve is with her two matches. We're gonna see where this goes. So I look forward for next week's episode of the finishing touch of this. Now, Asia, on the other hand, I think we're gonna get a backstory. I hope next week we get a backstory of Asia's, how Leo found her in the jungle and just trained her ass off. I'm just saying. I mean, the way she was eating the banana and all that. I'm like, she's from the jungles or something? On the islands? Maybe. But like I said, I hope we get a backstory of this one, because I'm hoping to see more of it. Okay. So, again, I look forward for next week's episode of Birdie Wing and her patented rainbow shot and her rainbow shot burst and all the other bullets against Asia 2.0 bullets. But let's see where this goes. Basically, this match is all about which weapon is better, a bullet or a freaking cannon. We'll see where this goes. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.